Hey everyone, I'm here at 6320 145 A Street in Brander Gardens. Brander Gardens is a beautiful, mature neighborhood in the area of Riverbend. If you look kind of behind me, you'll see that there's very wide streets. You don't get this in the newer neighborhoods. Everything's a lot more compact. Whereas in a neighborhood like Brander Gardens, you've got a lot of big lots, wide streets, and it's usually very quiet. So you're never gonna have an issue with parking on the road. There's always gonna be a ton of extra space for parking. And this particular lot, it's a bungalow on this property, and it's actually over 700 square meters, the lot. So it's quite large, but let's take a closer look at it. So it's actually a Spanish style bungalow. So from the outside, it actually looks quite old school, I guess you could say. Like it was built in 1972. And from the outside, it looks like it's probably still 1972 on the inside, but it's not. So before we go inside, I did want to mention on the outside, if you wanted to, you could completely update it and turn it into a more modern look. But a lot of the people like this sort of Spanish style since it's rare and you don't get to see this very often in Edmonton. But if you put a different type of siding on it, you could end up making it look a lot more modern on the outside, just like it is on the inside, as you'll see once we go inside. So let's head on in and we'll go from there. So one of the things that's kind of cool about this property is with the Spanish styles, it's actually got this little courtyard that you get to walk through on your way in. And right now they don't have anything planted, but you can see that you've got the flower beds on the side here. You could easily make this very beautiful and either put plants or more flowers in there. And they've obviously got some hangers right now for flowers, but this could be really nice if you put a little bit more into it. Okay. One thing to mention about this house is all the windows are brand new, along with basically everything on the inside. All right, so we just came into the foyer. This actual part of the house is a addition, and it was just added in 2017. All the proper permits are in place, and we can show you evidence of that. But before this was here, the garage was still attached to the house, but you couldn't access the inside of the house from the garage even though it was attached. So my client got this added so that you can easily go in and outside of the house and into the garage without having to go out into the cold. So over here, this is the main living room area. We've got laminate flooring in here, and my clients also added 2 sliding doors, which adds a lot more light and extra access points to the outside. Another thing that's pretty cool about these doors is that they've got built-in blinds, essentially. So you never have to worry about getting them messed up because they're protected from glass. And you can just go like that, and you can easily adjust exactly how much light that you're getting in. So that's pretty cool. And all 4 of these doors slide. So you got really easy access out onto the deck. This is a wood-burning fireplace. A lot of people love wood-burning fireplaces still, a little bit of a blast to the past. But what you can do if you don't like a wood-burning fireplace is you can always convert it with an insert and add a gas insert to it and still keep the whole fireplace look and just turn it into a gas one instead. Otherwise, you can go with the wood burning. Another thing that my clients did is they added a bunch of pot lights into this room. So you have a lot of control over the light. And almost all the switches in the house are on dimmer switches. So in pretty much every room, you've got a lot of control on exactly the kind of mood that you want to set. And they also replaced all the drywall in the house. So even though the house was built in 1972, this wall is not 1972. They took out all the drywall and they re-insulated it. So they actually upgraded the insulation from R18 insulation, which was quite common back then, to R22. So they essentially rebuilt the house from the inside. Okay, let's keep going. Now from the living room, we come into this area, which could be like a dining room or little kitchenette type of setup. They've got a wet bar here as well, along with cabinets and a nice countertop. Right now they've got a wine fridge in here, or a cooler fridge, which is pretty nice, but you could easily convert that into whatever you want. As you can see, this is probably where you'd put your table so that nobody's at risk of hitting their head. Then it opens up into the kitchen, and it's completely modernized as well. So they've got quartz countertops in here, white cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. Pretty much all of these appliances have barely even been used. The dishwasher actually hasn't been used at all. The gas stove, all of this stuff is barely touched. So you're basically getting a brand new home. They've also got some lighting inside the cabinets, which is a nice touch that you've got control over. So you can use that to also adjust the lighting quite specifically here in the kitchen. Now over here, we have, it's almost like another living room or family room. It's smaller than the one over there. And this one was actually an addition to the house. I'm not sure when it was done, but it was done by a previous owner. So you've got this extra space over here as well. And this actually opens out into the backyard too. So between these, you've got 3 sets of sliding patio doors, which is awesome for extra light and just having a lot of different ways that you can set the house up to work for your lifestyle. So if you wanted this to be a living room, or you could actually make this a dining room if you wanted to have a bigger formal dining room area, or it could be any type of sort of flex space. There's a lot of opportunity to move it around and make it work for your family and your lifestyle. So let's continue on. I think we covered everything here in the kitchen that I wanted to point out. This is a bungalow, in case I didn't mention that before. They've got laminate floors throughout the house, and then they've also got tile in a lot of the bathrooms, the foyer, the kitchen. And here's just an example of what I was mentioning earlier. You can see we've got 4 light switches here, and every single one of them has a dimmer switch. And it's like that throughout the entire house. So you've got a lot of control over your light. So let's go and take a look at the bedrooms. So you can come down the hallway, but before we do that, there is a little nice, cute half bath here that you can take a peek at. So this one could be used by your guests without having to give them access to the private bathrooms in the house. Okay. Then we've got another smaller bedroom here. This could work as a bedroom, or it could be like a den type of setup. It is on the smaller side, so it would be a little tight if you put like a double bed in here, but it could be a children's bedroom. And it's got a, what I often call a cheater suite. So there's a bathroom here that is an ensuite that you can walk into straight from this bedroom, but it also goes straight through into the next bedroom as well. So there's 3 bedrooms on this upper level. If that bedroom is a little bit too small for some people, you could look at it also as like a 2-bedroom setup, but have like 2 parts to the bedroom. So maybe this area could be someone's closet. They've got their bathroom here, and then this is the bigger bedroom over here that could be used either as a standalone bedroom, or if you wanted one person's got a little bit more stuff, they could actually take both bedrooms. All right. I will point out, I mentioned before that all the windows are brand new. They were done in 2017, but a lot of them are also casement windows, which is a higher quality window. Those are the ones that kind of open out like this instead of just being sliding, so that it is a more expensive window, and it's like that throughout the house. Okay. So now we're back out into the hallway. We're gonna go into the master suite now. So here's the master suite. Again, we've got some pot lights in this room on dimmer switches, as well as a light in the middle. 2 new windows, and we've got a pretty decent sized closet here. And they've actually made the ensuite bigger than it was before. I think it was just a half bath before, and now they've made it into a full ensuite. So let's take a look. So it's a 5-piece bathroom. They've got a his and her sink. Obviously, you got your whole vanity here, and you've got a tub shower combo, and of course your toilet. So definitely functional, especially having the his and her sink is really nice. If you and your partner go to bed or get up at the same time, that comes in handy. Okay, so let's keep going. So now we're going back down the hallway and we're gonna take a look at the basement. So the basement's also been completely renovated, just like upstairs. They've got new electrical wiring throughout the upstairs and the basement. It's mostly new plumbing. I already mentioned the drywall. The shingles on the roof are from 2017, and on the garage, those ones are actually just done this year in 2021, so that's brand new. As you can see, it's basically rebuilt from the inside. So let's take a look at the basement. So on our way down here, you've got your side entry that goes into the side yard that you can then go into the backyard. We'll take a look at that afterwards, but let's keep going down into the basement. Got a different color of laminate here in the basement, so it's a nice change of scenery. And the basement actually opens up into this large sort of rec room area. Could be used a lot of different ways. It could be like an entertainment room. There's also the second wood burning fireplace here that you can use as well. First area I want to show you, but before we do that, there's a lot of pot lights in here too, which are all also on dimmer switches, so you can really control the mood in here as well. Now this room over here is pretty cool. They've actually built it as a theater room. So it's already set up and ready to go. They've got the hookups, so if you wanted to add a projector here, they've got the wall painted so that you can easily, project on the wall with what you're watching. And it's also already wired for the speakers as well. So we've got the speaker wire in each of the corners. Got pot lights in here too, and the other hookups that you would use for your other audio visual equipment is right over here. So it's ready to go, could work very well as a theater. If you didn't want a theater, you can either convert it into storage or it could be another room, potentially a bedroom if you added a window to it. Just different ideas. You can take it and do what you want with. All right, so let's keep going. Now over here, we've got another room. This one could very easily be converted into a bedroom. It's already large enough to be a bedroom. It just needs a bigger window for egress to meet code for egress window. They didn't replace the windows in the basement, so if you replace that window with an egress window and then added a closet, then this could be a fourth bedroom for you. Okay, so we'll work our way down the rest of the rec room here in the basement. There's another 3-piece bathroom right here, which is nice. So in total in the house, we've got 3 full baths and 1 half bath, which is pretty awesome for a bungalow. Now, I want to show you the utility room, including the laundry room. So we can get to that just by heading over down this hallway. So first, we've got the laundry room here. So they got a sink that's built in, which comes in handy if you need to hand wash anything. And obviously we've got the washer and dryer, which barely been used, essentially brand new. And there's another cabinet over here with a countertop, so you've got some space for folding and whatnot. And then just over here, there's actually another room that could be used as storage. It doesn't necessarily have to be related to your laundry, but you've got another room here that you can use for storage. Now the next thing I wanted to point out to you is the utility room, because this has also been completely upgraded as well. So this is how you access the utility room. They've got a brand new furnace from 2017, and same thing with the hot water tank. And these were also done professionally as well. They've got the permit sticker here, so you know that it was inspected by the city and done properly. And when they were doing that, they also replaced all of the furnace ducting to make it a little bit smaller. The stuff from 1972, as you can imagine, was a little bulkier, so they got HVAC people in and they've done that, so it's smaller. They got a permit for that as well. Just makes it so that you have a little bit more headroom in the basement in the areas where there's ductwork above you. So that's awesome that that's all done. Okay, let's head up upstairs. There's also, before we go upstairs again, there is one more storage room over here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a storage room, but it could be a yoga or meditation room or a storage room. People have lots of different ways that they can use rooms. If you wanted to, it could potentially be converted into a bedroom if you added another window here. If you added another window, it could be a bedroom potentially. All right, so let's go back upstairs and then we'll check out the backyard. Okay, so we're now in the backyard. As you can see, it's the fall, so we got lots of leaves hanging around. One thing that's really awesome about this neighborhood is because it's so mature, you've got some massive trees. So if you look up here, we've got some beautiful trees that give you a lot of privacy. You're just not gonna get that in a modern neighborhood or in a newer neighborhood. So that's something a lot of people really appreciate about Brander Gardens. This deck was new, built in 2017 as well. And it spans almost the length of the back of the house. So you've got, like I mentioned from the inside, you've got 3 different patio doors that you can go in to get inside. And this is the rest of the yard. So a lot of leaves right here right now, but got a pretty decent amount of space back here just because it's such a big lot. I mentioned before it was over 700 square meters. It's actually 727 square meter lot. Another thing that's kind of cool about Brander Gardens and this part of it is there's actually an alley back here. So you have another way that you can get access to your yard. That's where they pick up the garbage. So there's a door over there that goes into the alley, and that's where your garbage can get picked up. Or if you need to do any yard work, you've got another way that you can get to the yard and get a truck to the back. So that can definitely come in handy as well. And just over here, this is basically just the side of the backyard. That door will bring you back inside into that door that was in between the upstairs and the downstairs. There's also a little bit more space on the other side of the house as well. And you can see from the outside there is a double garage attached that you can use too. So thanks so much for checking this out. Would love to give you any information that you need about this house. You can reach me on my cell at 780-819-5508 if you have any questions at all. And you can either shoot me a text or call me at that number. Thanks for watching.